What's up, guys? Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down one of the best releases that you guys can use against a physical DB who likes to lunge at you off the line of scrimmage, and how do you combat this? Okay, so this video was done by request, fellas. So if you guys have any kind of questions, video feedback that you guys would like to have answered in a video, don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. We always appreciate you guys leaving those comments because we read them all, we look through them all, and those help us come up with ideas for videos. So we really appreciate it. So now, first things first, anytime that you got a DB who's lunging at you, everybody's go-to release is that step back release, right? So where receivers like this guy's going to lunge at me, they take a step backwards so that DB lunges and maybe he's off platform. But the only problem with that release is that at times guys can make it unrealistic, or they get to this situation where it's a stack formation, because Justin Jefferson does a step back release, which is essentially where you take your front foot and you step backwards. He's going to be running right into Thielen, and that's going to screw up timing of the play because he's going to have to redirect and everything is going to be off. So we have to have other tools in my tool belt for when I got a guy who's going to get hands, who's going to get physical, and maybe that step back release isn't necessarily an option. So what Justin Jefferson does here is something called a split release. Okay, so let's watch the thing full speed. So what essentially that is you take your front foot, you move it out, and you bring your back foot up even with your front foot, and you kind of hesitate for a split second. So let's play at full speed. So he hesitates, avoids the hand combat of this DB, draws the holding call, but is still able to catch this ball downfield. So let's talk about it, right? So the split release, again, a lot of wide receivers do this, but they don't know the correct way to do it. They don't know how to actually get to a good, strong base. They don't know how to actually get to an explosive position. So literally this front foot goes that way. It literally goes just to the side, and you bring your back foot up even with your front foot, and both feet strike the ground at the same time. Now, the mistake a lot of guys will make is they will do that, but instead of this foot being a little bit outside of his shoulders, being in a good, strong base here, their feet will be super narrow. Now, the problem when your feet are super narrow is you're obviously going to be more off balance. Think of it like you're on a surfboard. Think of it like you're on a skateboard. If your feet are super close together and then this DB gets hands on you, you're going to be knocked off balance probably 5 yards backwards if you don't have a good base. Now, the other thing guys will do is they'll get to a good base like this, but they don't have a good pad level position, right? So when they do this split release, they'll split, but their chest goes straight up in the air. They treat it like a jump, and guess what? This guy's going to get hands and knock you right off. So when you're going up against a guy who likes to lunge at you, those are the main keys. You have to make sure that we are in a good base. You have to make sure that your pad level is forward, because let's say he does get hands like he does right here. It's not the end of the world. Like if he wants to choke me right around the neck like this, it is not the end of the world because I have a good base. I'm in a balanced position. My pad level is in an explosive spot, so I could shed the hands, just have to have a plan, just have to be able to rip under and be violent, and I could get off of this thing. Anytime that you guys are going up against a physical DB like this, you got to make sure that we have a plan for it. Now, the split release. Maybe we don't like the split release, or maybe our offense doesn't necessarily maybe allow for a split release. What are some other press releases that you could use in this situation? Now, before we get into breaking those down, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity this offseason, fellas, that you guys can use to improve your overall wide receiver game. Check out that very first link in the description, fellas, for our 8-week wide receiver on-field workout plan. So what you'll get access to is 2 of our separate programs combined into one for a complete discounted price. So the first program is going to be our 28-day on-field wide receiver workout plan, version 1, and then you will also get access to our 4-week wide receiver on-field workout plan, version 2. So what both of these programs do is we give you all the specific drills you need to be doing for route running, press releases, catching, explosiveness, balance. We break it all down for you into daily splits with sets, reps, and we include a video explaining each drill and showing an example of each drill. So if that's something that would interest you guys, each program gets progressively harder. So for 2 whole months, you will be constantly improving, constantly taking your skills to that next level. Check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. We'd love to have you on our 8-week wide receiver field workout plan. Let's get back to this video. So what are a couple other things that could work here, right? So if we're not in a stack formation, like I said, that step back could work. I think you got to have other tools in your arsenal, but the step back could work, but you have to make sure that if we do step back, it is a quick step back. This guy lunges at me and I step back, I got to go. I have to get up into the route. I can't step back and then do all these fancy moves behind the line of scrimmage and then try to get off on the route. It will take way too long. And especially if it is man coverage, like cover 0, cover 1, quarterback will probably be getting a little bit of pressure. So we have to make sure that I'm moving efficiently. Now, what's another thing you can do? You can do a slide release, right? So if he wants to get over anxious like this, you just have to be quick with your first step, slide to the outside, and then if he's lunging at you and you slide and you avoid, you're at a good range to where like he's going to not be able to get full contact on you. But we have to make sure that we slide quick. So I love this split release. The step back will work. You just have to know the right situation, or this quick slide. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. This is textbook base, textbook pad level there by Justin Jefferson against an overly physical DB who wants to lunge at you. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys as well. And again, fellas, 8-week wide receiver field workout plan, over 200 plus wide receiver drills contained in this. Check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.